Hi, this is Ingrida here. Today's video I'm going to be checking out the KOSAS setting powders. I've got their brand new loose setting powders. I got 3 different shades, yellow, pink and orange, as well as their setting powders, press setting powders in yellow, pink and orange, and the shade that I normally use. This setting powder, the shade like a normal, I use the 80 shade. So it's like a neutral shade, you know, as a setting powder. So it actually is super blurring as a shade I use. Like, it gives like a real life skin blurring effect, like it looks like you wear a filter but in real life on your face. So what I thought with this video, I also got the setting spray, which I haven't tried yet actually. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the loose powder on one side, the pressed powder on another side, but I'm gonna show you all how it looks and swatch it on your hands if you like it, so you know what to get for yourself. So let's start from the translucent buttery shade, the yellow shade. So that's a loose powder. Looks like it's easy to open. There's no plastic film, and the powder goes everywhere. It looks like it's a lid actually, which is super handy. And then a plastic film, but the lid can be closed off like this so you don't have mess. Super handy. I love this idea actually. Because a lot of time once you lift the lid, the powder goes everywhere. I feel like the loose powder is gonna be more sheer than pressed, because pressed powders are more dense because it's pressed, and on the skin it looks more dense. So that's a yellow. Loose one, let's do that. It feels so smooth. As I said, pressed powder is more dense and more intense. So that's yellow. You see the color straight away? Look at that. It looks even more yellowish. Oh, that's the same shade, the same buttery in the loose and in the pressed one. Once again, it feels super smooth on the skin, so the formula is kind of the same, but the loose one is not as dense, so it's kind of light on the skin. I actually prefer loose powders over the pressed powders because pressed powders are so intense. I would apply pressed powder with a brush and then loose powder with the powder puff. I'm looking after my friend's dog in here. I can show you. How are you doing? Look at it. Look how cute he is. He's a little baby Yorkie. You're so cute. Let's do the orange shade next. It's called the peach. So I'm gonna start once again with the loose powder. I feel like this would work for deeper skin tones more than anything. So I'm not gonna even bother trying this on myself. I'm gonna show you a swatch. This is more intense. Kinda has like a little glow to it. Don't know if you can see that, but it looks a little bit glowy on, which I love. While the pressed powders look super matte. Okay, so the color peach in the pressed powder. Switch it. Switch it here. It's a bit peachy, but as you see, the loose powders are way much lighter. Cloud Set translucent in candy. So good, don't you think, guys? It definitely has a glow to it. Like if you look at my fingers, it kind of glows after touching this pink pressed powder. It's all the same as Candy Cloud Set. See how much more intense it is? The loose powders are more transparent, and it says transparent actually on it, rather than the pressed powders are more intense. So without any further ado, let's apply the loose powder on this side and then a pressed powder on this side. So I'm gonna start with the loose one. I'm gonna go for a pink shade, the candy shade. I'm gonna use a powder puff for that, as I mentioned. Just press, don't swipe, because if you're gonna swipe, you're just gonna move the foundation around. I actually like the way it looks. It looks very transparent, as it says. I like it actually. The window's open. I usually close my curtains when I'm filming, but the sun is just so nice. Okay, and now I'm gonna use the pressed one with a setting brush rather than powder puff, because if you use a pressed one with a pressed powder puff, it just goes a bit too intense. I mean, you can always do that, but for me it's a bit too much, too strong and too intense. Brush. we can see any difference, to be honest with you. Or if I would use a powder puff for pressed powder, first I would go with a brush and kind of gently tap in powder, and then I would come back with a powder puff to press even more if I want to do like baking or anything, because if going straight away with a pressed powder with powder puff, it just goes a bit too much and can look cakey, because as I mentioned, the pressed powder is just so much more dense and so much more intense. So just, you know, the way it looks, I cannot tell the difference. As I said, I really love this formula, and it's a powder that I currently use, the setting powder I currently use. It's pressed actually, not loose, just because I couldn't get my hands on a loose powder version. So I got the press and I absolutely love it. If you're looking for airbrushed finish, get yourself either pressed or loose KOSAS setting powder, because it literally gives this like glowy airbrush finish. If we forgot to use the Cloud Set Airy Setting Smoothing Mist, say no more, let's try this. So it says that it smooths skin as well, so we're gonna need to see that at the bar. Let's just try this quickly. Okay, this is how we look. What do you guys think? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. I think I would need to test this for longer wear, because I have oily skin and not a lot of things also on my face. But saying that, this powder does, if you have oily skin, this is amazing. It doesn't dry your skin, it doesn't make your skin look cakey or anything like this, but it works like a dream, like blurring pores and just making you look flawless. So you might want to try this KOSAS setting powder. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and you found this helpful. So please don't forget to press that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more, let me know what you think, and I shall see you soon. So thank you so much for watching. Bye, have a good one, ciao.